Welcome everybody to the Realberg Experience, podcast for creative individuals from all walks of life. We talking rap stars, politicians, photographers, you name it. Maintain and entertain our best show goes fame. So go and take a seat and let the people get to meet the interesting individual that you meet. Let's go. Welcome everybody to the Realberg Experience, the podcast for creative individuals from all walks of life. Today we're welcoming special guest Arjay Hasty, a great photographer based out of Key West, Florida, who also bartends in the daytime to pay the bills because we all have to pay the bills some kind of way. Welcome, Arjay. Thank you for coming on the show.
Happy to be here. Second part of the Realberg Experience.
Just go ahead and give the people like a rundown of your life. Like, where did you come from and how long you've been, to start with saying, how long you been in Key West?
Been in Key West about 11 years. I got here from a restaurant management job I had after school. I bounced around from Panama City, Marco Island, a couple other places with Guy Harvey's Island Grill. Brought me to Key West, and right when they tried to transfer me out, I said, no, I'm staying. That was 11 years ago.
So obviously you like Key West.
Love it here, longest I lived anywhere.
Just tell me about some of the places that you stayed.
New Hampshire to Louisiana to Nebraska to New York to New Jersey, all parts of Florida, Mississippi, just you name it, we stayed there.
So now you're in Key West and you love Key West. Tell me about how it is to survive down here, because Key West is one of the most expensive places I thought Key West was the most expensive place in the world to stay until I went back to New York. And, they surprised me. New York is definitely more expensive than Key West. But that being said, it's very expensive to live down here, and it's not an easy thing to do. Most people have to have 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet down here,
Reminds me of the song, name of it, Hustle to Survive, Get Off Your Ass and Bounce, because you have to down here. And I'm like you said, there's more expensive places to live than Key West, but man, it's not cheap. I got 2-3 jobs at all times. I'm always trying to get more things for my photography business going. I'm bartending here, I'm serving there, just making ends meet, trying to stay a couple months ahead in case some Rona shit happen again, something like that.
How is that for you? Why do you decide to make the choice to do the extra work than just try to leave here and go somewhere else and build a life somewhere else?
The life I want to build, probably easiest to build here. Most accepting people down here. Photography business down here, good and well that if I was in the rural America, I wouldn't have the opportunities, all these weddings, these destination weddings that are my bread and butter, your bread and butter, like these events that come down to Key West, such a vacation town. There's other vacation towns we could move to, but to start again from zero, nah.
Yeah, I think for me that's the most scariest thing. Like, I wouldn't mind leaving Key West. Like, I love Key West, but I definitely would like to see more of the world. But the way, my business does down here, it scares me. If I'm just gonna leave here and not have any work, it's like, it's not a easy thing to do. So with that being said, you're deep into photography. How'd you get into photography?
Somebody sold me a camera just because, I don't know, they had bills coming up. They had an old Nikon D3100. Probably couldn't pay $200 if you tried for one today. I shot on that thing last week, actually. But they sold me that camera. I seen you had just gotten into photography, so I was looking at your photos, I was looking at your work, and I said, man, I could do that too. I couldn't do that too, man. It was way more. There's a theory, and I wish I could look it up right now, but it pretty much states that when you start something, you only understand this much. You think there's this much to know about it. So that you know this much about it, you think you know so much more, and you think you're so close to mastering it. But once you get through a couple years, couple courses, couple little bit of learning, you realize that you now know this much, but there's fucking this much to be known. So that's one of those things I try to get away from, because when I thought I knew this much and there was this much to be known, so I was so close to being a master, I used to be overconfident all the time. And now that I think I know, now that I'm less confident because I know there's so much more to learn, some of my friends, especially my wife, she's always on to me as in, your work is good enough, your work is better. But I know these little technical things that I get caught up on, but 99% of the world would never even see, never even hear.
I'm good in that area. That's where I'm good at. I'm not a perfectionist. Once it's done, man, it's like I'm ready for the next one. Because I just feel like, time is of the essence. There's no, we don't have time. We don't have time to stop.
And I wish I could do that, but I'm type of person. I edit something, I go to sleep, I go to work, I step away for like 8 hours. And before I post that online, I come back to it and I look at it, and there's always one thing. One thing I got to change before I'm happy. And before, I used to not do that, and I would post it online, and the next day I'd look at it, I should have waited 8 hours. And I can't get that. And my wife will always tell me, it's fine, don't take it down, don't repost.
That's how I am.
I got to just start putting them up.
What I do is when I go for them 8 hours, I'm about to go to work for 8 hours, I'm about to step off, I'm going to post it before the 8 hours. And then I'm not going to look at it for those 8 hours. When I do go back and look at it, I'm going to give myself a low number, and be like, oh, maybe if I get 20 likes or 30 likes, I'll be happy with that. And, I always, I set my bar low so I can exceed it every time. And I'm like, okay, boom, I got 80 likes or 90 likes or 100 likes on that, and I'm good with that, you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, even if I didn't get the likes, I know it's something that I like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not easy to do. I try not to, I know you see a lot of my shit, I don't watermark it because I'm lazy, you understand? Like, I give all these other reasons and shit. I'm like, I don't watermark my stuff because the photo is not about me, it's about the client. And I'm not trying to take away anything from the client. If the client wants and they ask me to put my name on it, then I'll do that. But other than that, it's not going on my social media or something like that, I won't post it. But at the end of the day, like, reality, I'm just lazy, man. I'm not going, if I give you 100 photos, you think I'm going to put 100 watermarks on 100 photos? And that's only if it's only 100.
I set it up in my Lightroom. So as soon as I export something, first photo out of this whole collection of photos, I export one and I set up all the settings. So I'll export it for social media and then I'll double export it for print. So I have 2 folders these photos are going into. My ones for social media, I'm watermarking all of those. All of them. Because your best friends on the planet, they love you, they don't mean no ill will by it. But they post a photo that you thought was beautiful artistically. Every compensation rule in the book you followed. You've got the Fibonacci circle. You've got everything perfect, right? And then they crop your photo and they crop out that watermark.
Half of it. It's like just the art.
And now at this point, I'm like, and then you didn't even tag my photography company. You didn't even tag me. And you've got 100 some likes on this photo, and maybe one of those people would have wanted my services. So that's why I always watermark now, because I just get like, I see somebody's liking their photos, and then somebody else gets photos from somebody else. I'm like, man, if they would have shown them that they got that photo from me, maybe I missed out on $10. Maybe I missed out on $2,000. I still want it though.
Yeah, I know it's not a good thing. I know, I should be putting my watermark on stuff. Even like at the end of the day, for more than anything, it makes a photo look professional. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely puts an extra little professional touch on it, But it's like,
To another point, I've had some of my photos.
Why even deal with the hustle and bustle of big city car dealerships? Stay in paradise and do business with the people you already know, like, and trust. Nile Sales and Service has been the leading provider with the widest range of new and used vehicles throughout the Florida Keys since 2002, bringing you the latest cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to welcome you and help you buy your next new dream car. Service is our last name. Our experienced service department has the knowledge and skills to get your automobile service to get you back on the road quickly. We'll even pick you up and drop you off anywhere on the island. So if you live, work, or just play in the Keys, stop on by Niles Sales and Service and let us get you into your next driving machine.
Niles Sales Service, Niles Sales Service, Niles Sales Service. We always go the extra mile at Niles.
Some of my photos showed up in the Key West Citizen, and it was so-and-so's profile picture, but they cropped my watermark out. So then they put them in the Key West Citizen or this advertisement or that magazine. And yeah, I mean, it's your profile photo, and I know the rights of Facebook, and if you put it up there, man, I'll sneak my watermark in. I'll put a 2% watermark right here like it's a teardrop under your eye. Now, you can't see it, but if I turn the settings all the way and I change the opacity, I can see it. So if everybody ever says, that's not really your photo, what's that? Now nobody can see it, and it's just not even there until somebody wants to tell me it's not my work. Should be right there about on that the little, the crosshairs be right there on that thirds mark. I put it right there every time, just so I know if somebody says that's not your photo, wait for it. I don't even have to go dig through my files, figure out the raw photo, and however many terabytes I got of extra photos. It's already there.
Photography, what does it actually mean to you? It's like, what does the camera do? Like I remember I posted that picture years ago, a man in his camera.
Yeah. It just means calm. It means quiet. I was just talking to my wife the other day about I'm trying to follow all these marketing courses and all these plans and get my Instagram streamlined. So when you look at my Instagram, you see wedding photography. So I do. And there's other things I'm passionate about. Like, you give me and my camera, I might just sit on the side of Duval Street all day long and just get one photo. And it might just be not anybody I know, not anything in particular, but a moment that I caught. And I can stand out there for hours and get that one moment, and I'll be happy. And if I could post it and get 6 likes, don't care. That photo right there is what makes me love photography. It's just the different little challenges. When I see somebody else do something and like, so many people like it, I'm just like, that's it? And then I want to go top it. Just, I don't know, the competitive person in me just loves having the camera on me. It's my calm, it's my peace. People say, do you meditate? No, I go shoot. That's the same thing for me. It's patience. It resets me. Like, it gives me my center. If I had a long week and work was rough, whatever it is, I go back, I grab my camera, I hit the streets, and boom, I'm just at my center again. So I don't think I had anything else do that to me. Just put me right back to where I need to be.
Photography, it kind of gives me an appreciation for life. You understand? And like, I can save moments. It means a lot. I sit here, the phone rings, I go out, I get what I need, come back to home base, edit everything up on the computer. And, I love life. Life is good.
Like you were saying, like being in them streets, like how you take some of your ideas from being in the streets to photography.
All of my ideas.
Just like them free samples.
Anybody who's a hustler, period, they can make it doing anything. There's so many different businesses that you can do if you just think about it. It's like right now I'm still trying to think of other businesses that I could start. It's like I'm going to do a challenge one day because I see like all the time we come out with all these stupid ass challenges. They're just doing a Tide Pod challenge or something. They were eating Tide Pods or some shit. I'm like, why don't they do smart challenge? Let's do a no sugar challenge. No sugar for today. You know what I mean? Let's do a workout challenge for 30 days or something like that. Or let's do a challenge where we create a business in the next 60 days. Something positive, you know what I mean? Something that's going to actually benefit, not a f***ing Tide Pod challenge or stick the fork in the socket challenge. It's like, this makes no sense, And it's like, I don't know. I'm always thinking, like, what's next? This ain't the end, I definitely want to make movies. I just want to get deeper into this. Where do you want to go with it? Like with your photography? Do you ever want to get into movies and shit?
Not really. I don't think that's for me. Like the whole full-length movie. I mean, would I shoot one? Yeah, I'd like that paycheck. But do I want to direct one? Do I want to create one? I don't think I have the...
He's lying.
I don't know. I just don't think I had... As hard as it is breaking into this wedding photography business, man, it's got its own rewards for me. It's the feeling I get after the client feedback, the feeling I get of just being there, that special moment in somebody's day, that's enough for me. And if I won the lottery tomorrow, I'd still shoot weddings. So,
but it's just like this, right?
the more I know, yeah, I mean, I told you for a couple years that I'd never touch a video camera.
I was about to bring that up, boy.
Time after time, I'm never touching video. It's too much of this. I shot one little video when I got me. It put its hooks in me, and I can't stop now. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to learn this technique. And again, I see your videos come out, and I'm just like, man, I need to get this equipment. I need to get that equipment. And then as I progress, man, I use some of my oldest damn equipment. I shot a video on that same Nikon D3100, my first camera ever. Didn't even know it had a video mode. Honestly, didn't even know. I was just sent one of my cameras to the shop. I needed a backup camera to shoot a photo shoot with. Didn't feel like renting a camera because, I mean, it's COVID. Everybody needs some money. So I brought this little old camera out, backup. Then I needed to shoot some video on it. And video came out of the camera crisp. And that's what we was just talking about. It's not always the camera, it's the lenses. But I need to get out of that mentality of, oh, I don't have the equipment he has or he has or he has. And just the more you shoot, the more you realize the little things that matter more. Like the audio that matters more than the actual video, just the little thing.
It's like you say, it continuously grows. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, at that time, that's what I felt. You know, it's just that. But like today, I'm looking at old Goon Bay. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is history. You know what I mean? Like, this shit touches me. Like, I'm sitting here watching this shit. I'm like, this is, you know, Key West might never be like this again.
One of those photo groups I was just in, somebody put up a post about, how long do you keep photos? My response was, you delete photos? You delete videos? And I learned so much new. I say every 3 months I take a leap in my own craft. Like, I learned so many different techniques in this 3-month period. I don't throw away anything because, like you said, somebody might ask you for some footage you shot a couple years back or something, and you got it, and you could start editing it, and you're looking at it versus when you just shot it and edited the very next week and put it out. Man, it's like 50 times better than the first when I just shot this. So that's why I don't get rid of anything. I'm constantly learning, and like you said, Goon Bay, you get to go walk dead down the middle of the street with your camera. That's another thing camera means to me. It means access to doors that have been closed to me, getting into this fancy hotel and just shooting somebody's complete wedding day and going to this event that nobody like me is there because, well, I wouldn't be there if I didn't have my camera. It's just, it opens doors. It shows me different parts of life that otherwise I'd never be part of.
I never really fathomed that I'd be able to earn the living that I earn with the camera. You know, it's like I worked at jobs, you know, where for the whole week, you know, I would make $350 for working a 40-hour week. And it's like now, you know, with the camera, it's very easy to go and make $350 for a photo shoot, birthday party. And those are just the small jobs, you know, it's definitely different, you know, because sometimes it's thousands of dollars, you know, and we're not even at the level are these other guys that are getting $10,000 and $20,000 and $30,000 for jobs. You understand? Like, there's definitely dudes around here making buku money, and eventually we'll get it. You understand? Because even the guys that are making that money, they don't shoot as good as us.
I think, and you might want to cut this out because I'm about to give you some game I've been thinking about for a little bit, but I don't need the rest of these photographers to know about. But I think I'm within a year to a year and a half maximum from today, I will have 3 photography companies. I will be paying the city of Key West 3 different times. Because what I want to do is I'm going to take my photo off my website, maybe leave my photo on that website, and not put a photo up on 2 other websites. Because I'm going to start 3 wedding companies in Key West, and I'm going to have this tier, I'm going to have this tier, and I'm going to have this tier. And the same people that go look at Wedding Wire or The Knot or Google or whatever they are looking at, some of those people, they have $1,000 wedding money. Some people have $5,000 wedding money, and some people have $12,000 wedding money. And just because I put my prices at $1,000, I missed out on all those people that wanted to spend $12,000 because they didn't even consider me.
Yeah.
So I was like, you might want to edit that out.
Because you kind of didn't consider yourself,
Because
right?
I didn't put myself in that hat.
You didn't feel like, it's like, and the thing about it is like, man, it's like you're used to working for a whole week and making $300 or $400. So if you work and shoot a wedding and you make $1,000 in a day, then you kind of feel
You're
like,
happy about it.
like that's
Ooh.
awesome. I got $1,000. But these other guys are looking at us like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, yeah, I wouldn't even do that, But,
You wouldn't leave the house for that.
That's fine if you want to do. And it's understandable. It's growing pains. It's like we talk about a lot, getting into the game and wanting to mesh with other photographers and whatnot. And a lot of photographers will look down on you for shooting a wedding for $1,000. But it's like, where do you start? You know what I mean? It's like
you never did it.
It's like nobody gave me a sheet and said, hey, this is what you charge for this. This is what you charge. Nobody even wanted to talk to me. If I said, hey, what's the difference between aperture and shutter speed? They turned their head. They didn't want to talk to me. They didn't want me to know anything. So I had to go out there and learn everything on my own and figure out pricing. And, it's not easy. You know what I mean? It's not easy going and telling somebody, I'm going to work for you today. How much you going to charge? $2,500. It was not easy to just go out and say that number. It's like, damn. But it's funny. It's like now, I say $2,500. And when I do say that, the people are like, oh, it's like they jump fast. I'm like, damn, I might have.
Should have said more.
Yeah, I should have said a little bit more. It's like, I fucked up, but,
I try to see things from a couple different sides and because I get angry a lot. And I try to get myself out of that sort of mentality. Like you could be angry or you could be happy. Like you make the decision. So when I see somebody like, that's all you charge? Oh, I see what you really just said. You really just said, damn, your work is good. You should charge more.
People always ask me, like, you still do it? Do you get that? You still doing photography? Like, till I die, I'll be doing photography.
I used to get that, but now people know. I'm still doing. That's all I'm doing. That's most of my income is photography. And I got so lucky. Like, I love photography. I love shooting. I love editing. I don't like marketing. I don't like doing the books. I don't like any of that stuff. I mean, I just got this notice from the city of Key West. I got to pay my business license again. And boom.
Hey, I just paid $400 because I missed it.
And it gets more every month after.
I went the day after when I expired. I had to pay $400. It was supposed to be, I think, either $250 or one something. I ended up having to pay $400. That hurt
so bad. I don't even want to give them that money, but
gotta give it to them.
If I don't,
they send it to you early, and they're like, oh, if you pay by September, it's 108 or something. Like I just looked at it. I'm like, oh, I'm about to pay that motherfucker
right now.
Oh yeah, before it get to be $400 again.
But that's what I was gonna say. My wife, she already knocked that out. I don't have to do none of that stuff. She is so right there for me, and yeah, it's a us thing. It's a us business. My name's on it. It's a us thing. But to have that, to not have to do all the things you have to do, man, the creative freedom I have, just be able to go shoot, edit, and I mean, yeah, I get into it a little bit, and I know some of the details, but she knows it all. If I lose her, man, I got to work 3 times as hard. I got to get rid of one of my side jobs because that's a whole job in itself, is the marketing. We go out to shoots. I save money. I don't need a second shooter. My wife, she's been shooting before I even met her, to tell you the truth. She used to have a job in Alaska, and they'd take people down the whitewater raft and stuff like that, and she'd do some nature photography for them.
Did she get your picture the other day when you were doing the photo shoot?
Oh yeah, she's the one that shot that. Yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah,
it's like, damn, who got this picture?
She knows her stuff. I mean, she can adjust the settings. She can do this. People think I give her a camera, I set up everything, and it goes that, and she just does it perfect. I might suggest it goes this way, but if she doesn't like it, she's fully capable of manipulating the knobs in manual mode to figure out the best way to get this shot without me coming over and helping her, which is a godsend. Saves me money. If I need to get if I was doing like a self-portrait, I got to get the camera on the tripod. I'm back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm back and forth. This is a 20-minute process dumbed down to 45 seconds if my wife's going to take the photo for me, which helps me out a lot. I do all the editing, which is fine by me, but her photo taking skills, I just know where she's going to shoot. And when I know for a fact where she's going to be and I don't have to instruct or she doesn't obstruct me, there is that unspoken language of photographer to photographer, and to have the not think about things like that lets me think about my creative process. Am I going to get this in the right bracketing? Am I going to have her, just all the little things that we have to think about while we're shooting, to not have to tell my second shooter any of this, because you could have 15-second shooters and you need to tell them to get out of the way. And like my wife and I have this thing where, like, say I have the guest or the client's attention. Sometimes I will say before the shoot, now at times I'm going to say, now she's the only person you need to worry about, and we will flip flop because I like taking moments. Sometimes my second shooting is so much more fun for me because I can just get the angles and the moments, not just the, okay, everybody look at me, but those when she's just looking to the side at him looking all cute, or vice versa, and those little itty bitty things that if you were looking at me and I'm the head photographer, I'm going to miss it. So most of the moments, she shoots plenty of them, but most of the moments that I get to capture is because I've told the couple that my wife right now she's the photographer in charge. So she might be telling you to walk towards her as she's walking backwards, or she might be fiddling with her settings, and while she's doing that, you're looking at your significant other. I'm popping off those shots right there, and you forgot about me already. And those are the moments that aren't scripted that I love to capture.
Let's give some tips. I want you to give some tips to somebody who might be starting out in photography. Because, a lot of people buy cameras, a lot of people love photography, and they have cameras just sitting on the shelf.
What I would say to anybody getting into photography is slow down. YouTube's going to be one of your best tools. You can pay for courses, but YouTube will give it all to you for free. But slow down. When I first got my camera, one of the least things I care about, and I don't shoot a lot of birds, I don't shoot a lot of fast-paced sports, but one of the things I was concerned about was that beautiful sound of that shutter going.
Oh.
And now I keep my camera on single shot mode, because if you can think fast enough to expose 7 shots in 1 second, man, I'm impressed. But I'm trying to get that one, and you might get the one. Now, sometimes I might shoot a couple in a second just because people blink. But I am not trying to just spray and pray anymore. And when a lot of people start, I can just hear your camera, unless you got one of the new mirrorless, I can just hear your camera firing off. And I'm not saying that makes you horrible, but I'm saying that makes me know that you're not really thinking about your shot. So slow down, think about your shot, put people in right places. Think about your post-production of that shot. Do you want to edit that out, or do you want to rearrange yourself? Is that image that you're taking right now so good that it's worth the time it's going to take to edit that out, or should you just move? And sometimes you're going to want to edit. Sometimes you want to just move your feet. When you first start, people think about this zoom lens, that zoom lens, and I still love my zoom lenses, but that's when you first start out. In my humble opinion, you should not own a zoom lens. You should walk around. You should bracket your shots. You should, in my head, I do this thing. I know people think it's old, it's corny, but and I don't actually put my hands up, but I can see whatever lens I have. I can see that focal length in my head, and I know what it's going to come out as before I looked at the back of the camera, before I put it up to my eye. So with that being said, just knowing how many millimeters each lens is, what field of view in my head, it just gives me such an advantage of not putting this up to my eye, but I take the whole scene in, and I know if I have this lens on, I need to be this far away, and that lens. And when you're zooming, it just makes you so much lazier, and it gives you won't get the same perspective. You're not taking the same amount of time setting up that shot, and you're just taking more shots, and you're missing the shot.
Best camera options under $1,000.
Under $1,000, there are, depending on if you're shooting photo or video, a couple different options I would take. But if I had to buy a camera right now, today, it would be between the Nikon Z50 one I do own. It would be between the Sony A6, I'm going to say A6 XXX series. That's another crop sensor camera that outperforms what it's supposed to. And if I were to go full frame, the Canon EOS RP is something I've thought about.
Yeah, I think now that I think about it, man, if I were to get another camera, if it was going to be a camera under $1,000, it would be one of the great cameras from years before. I would just get something like either the 5D Mark III used or like an A7R2 or something like that. Like I probably would get an A7R2. Favorite TV show?
Oh, that's rough. Damn, that's deep. I love Orange Is the New Black.
That's a
good
definitely
TV
a
show right
phenomenal
there.
one. Crazy Eyes is like one of your favorite.
Crazy Eyes is just...
She reminded me of my grandma, man. All right, favorite rap artist or favorite musician. It don't even have to be rap, but this will say a lot. You know what I mean? It's like whether you like R&B, whether you're into rap more.
I would have to say who I've listened to the most in my entire life, and it's old school, nothing after 2004. But Kanye, man.
Kanye?
He used to snap his first album, his second album, kind of.
Graduation album,
especially the late registration, man, that thing rode in me. There's this song, Spaceship. Man, that shit hits. You get passed over promotion 55 times and you play that song and that just speaks to you like, man, and you just, I don't know, Jesus Walks is just, you can say whether you believe or not, but the message behind that, the 3-4 different versions that 2-3 that MTV wouldn't even play, you can only catch them on YouTube. That song will mean so much more if you actually watch those videos. Like, yeah, Kanye West probably who I listen to the most, and the only reason Kanye's first album is the only thing that got the Black Album out of my CD player, because that's how old we are. That's, everything Black came out on CDs. You had your little system in your car. You put your CD in there, and the only thing that got that out of my car or my headphones or whatever I was rocking at the time listening to music was Kanye's CD.
All right, give me your favorite 3, and I'm gonna give you my favorite 3, my top 3. Favorite? Damn, I can't even. Just give me a few of your favorites. Like my favorite probably is Tupac. I don't even, and I shouldn't because I'm from New York and it's some little beat. But Tupac is definitely my favorite. Jay-Z is up there as well, and Trick Daddy is up in my top as well.
Throw in the Wind. I smoked to that song so many times.
Man, Trick Daddy can't. He had Book of Thugs. That was like a little later. He had www.doug.com. He had another one where he was based on a true story. Like all of that. Like Trick Daddy, like a lot of people name their top 5, top 10. They don't even include Trick. And we in Florida, Trick is definitely, Trick is up there. You know who else up there? Like from the new school, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick is my dude. That's a lot of people like other people now. And now is Lil Baby. Lil Baby doing his thing now. You feel me?
Lil Baby really doing his thing. He put out that thing with a knee on his neck.
Man. Yeah, he killed it. I kind of questioned that. I told my other homeboy, I was like, man, because, man, that seemed like a little bit...
Too much too soon.
Man, that was just too much good. Like...
What's that cat? Oh, man, This Is America.
Oh,
talking about that new school.
Yeah, you talking about This Is America. Yeah. I forgot his name, man. See, for me...
who I was with? Ludacris.
Okay.
You tell me now. His albums are all on the Incognito, Back for the First Damn Time. Like all of his albums are bangers. I mean, from the start to. But you tell me one song that says featuring Ludacris, where he didn't put whomever to shame. And you a liar. And Ludacris don't just go in on things that. Listen to a Ludacris slow jam. Ooh, listen to Hot and Wet by Ludacris. Man, you talk about a panty dropper. Man, Peaches and Cream.
See,
when Ludacris jump on Peaches and Cream, like.
But see, you say Ludacris, and I think T.I.
T.I. is not just...
That's what I think. You say Ludacris, I'm like...
T.I. is not just a rapper, man. T.I.
That's
is a philosopher. And people don't even understand the depth of that man's knowledge. And like...
That's who Ludacris went against. You feel me? Like, he went against T.I. And, you know, T.I. murdered him, man. T.I. murdered Ludacris, you know? Like...
That's this phrase that people say there are levels to this. And Ludacris got one-liners, and he's got some things that you will think are one-liners, and you listen to the whole thing and you're like, damn. But T.I. will set you up for the whole song. Like, T.I. he's up there with the cookie cutter answers. Like, when you say those cookie cutter answers, that doesn't mean they're wrong. Like, when you talk about some Nas, when I heard the song Rewind, and then heard it 15 more times to actually know what the fuck was going on, oh man, that's a short little song, but the Jeezy. Oh, Jeezy for sure.
See, but like the thing about it is, like, I think about it like whose album I could put in
listen
and I
to
could
front
just
to back
listen to and keep on listening. Like, I could listen to it every day. If I could listen to it on runs and like, and when I think about stuff like that, I think about Tupac, I think about Kendrick Lamar, I think about, and I'm a New York dude. I'm born in the Bronx.
Ghostface.
You know, but you know, I feel like Ghostface be crying too much, man. You know, he be wanting women a lot, and you know, he going.
Sometimes I be in that mood, man.
Yeah, you know, get me wrong. You right. That shit do be smooth.
I want to throw on a little Ghostface and Mary J. All that I got is you.
Ghostface a real dude too. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get too caught up on that. Favorite food.
Favorite pizza. I could eat pizza day, night. I ain't talking about y'all crazy ass pineapple pizza and all that shit. But I could eat just your regular pepperoni, your meat lovers, your whatever pizza. I could eat it all day, every day. I fucking love it.
What's your favorite color?
Favorite color? One of my, kind of funny because like, one of my favorite colors is blue, but damn, I look good in some red.
I mean, I guess that's it, man. Last question, you know, did Carole Baskin kill her husband?
I'm not going to say she's in first degree, but at least second degree. She locked him in that cage with them tigers. She killed that motherfucker.
She killed him. Guilty as
she definitely forged that will.
Definitely forged the will. Carole Baskin.
That bitch Carole Baskin. That song go off too.
Yeah,
that song is snapping.
Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to our guest, Arjay Hasty, for stopping by and letting us pick his brain today. It was a great episode. Thank you, Arjay.
And just like my Jamaican roots. Hey, man, gotta go to work.
Yeah, man. It never stops, definitely, man. The bills don't stop, man. Work don't stop. The hustle don't stop, man. As always, you know, thank you guys for watching. It has been a Realberg Experience. We out.